I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Martin? Here. Bender?
Here.
Aldensi? Here. Sellers?
Here.
Sellers.
Here.
Everyone's
Present
and accounted for.
Okay. The first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the September 15th, 2014 Town Board regular meeting. I need a motion and a second.
I move to approve the minutes of September 15th board meeting.
I second.
Motion by Bender, second by Aldenson. Everyone had a chance to view the minutes. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes of the September 22nd, 2014 special meeting. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Sellers, second by Alderson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next item on the agenda is approval of claims and demands and bills payable. I need a motion and a second in order to have discussion.
I move for approval of the claims and demands and bills payable.
I second.
Motion by Bender, second by Alderson. Okay.
Scoot in, please.
Just a question.
Yes.
Goodwill Industries,
Mm-hmm.
what do we pay them for?
They're a vendor.
For
For our clients, they can have their vouchers to go to Goodwill
to purchase
to purchase clothing.
clothes?
Yeah, and items as such. Yes.
How is it determined that it's Goodwill versus somewhere else?
It's whoever would accept our vouchers. I reached out to Goodwill, and they said they would accept our vouchers.
And you reached out to Goodwill for clothes, food? or
I
just
reached out to
clothes?
Goodwill for their services.
And
their
their
services that
include?
yes, include clothing, household items, things of that nature.
I don't know they have food, do they?
No.
No. So anybody that needs a voucher for food is still gonna get one from Save-A-Lot?
Yes. That's
Did we do clothes before for them
Source.
somewhere? Or
Family
we've not done
Family
clothes?
Dollar did. They had clothing at Family Dollar as well.
Most of it was just socks.
Okay.
Socks, things of that nature.
Whatever they wanted. They could take whatever they wanted.
Sorry for you.
And supply her clothing or whatever. Did we, not before, like, have, like, the landlords, didn't we have addresses?
Yes.
Could we still have that?
You
Is there a
can-
reason we don't have it?
Yes, you can come in and I can show them to you, but we had a letter sent to us from TOI. And I think you weren't here when I handed that letter out
Oh, okay.
from TOI telling us not to put addresses on claims and demands because it's an identifier of clients. I have the letter here
That's okay.
and I'll give it to you. So that's the,
Okay. Because I just see some here that, and then, didn't we just not too long ago buy Pretzel City transfer tickets? Now we're another, this
These-
is another batch?
Yep, these are coming out of their grant. So we send them to certain things. And if we send them to things, then the township is responsible for their transportation. But if there's someplace that they want to go they have to purchase it through their grant.
So they either get a gas card or a transit ticket? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
That's this.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Martin,
Aye.
Bender,
Aye.
Aldency. Aye. Sellers.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. The next item on the agenda is a resolution number 2014 R05, resolution to approve lease agreement for 524 West Stevenson Street, the Township Supervisor's Office. Mike, did you want to add?
Should we do a motion in a second?
Hold on, before we do that, should I let Mike add what we're gonna discuss as far as the lease goes, as long as everything is
Right,
the general?
it's in the resolution.
Okay.
If you look at the wording of the enactment clause, now therefore be it resolved. If you look at that, you'll see unusually, we've added additional language for this document. And that document is, give me 1 second. There may be some changes made after this date because it's not exactly what we had anticipated. So I put in there the following language. This is section 2 of the, on page 4.
Is this the assessor or the?
This is the supervisor's office first.
Okay.
Oh,
This is
fine.
05.
I have a R05, is it a modification?
No, no,
Okay,
No,
so
it's
it's
that one
resolution.
is marked wrong, the
Okay.
05, on that one should be
Okay.
06.
Okay.
What page are you on?
We're on page 4.
Page 4.
Look under section 2.
Okay.
Okay, says here, the town board of the town of Freeport hereby approves the lease agreement, exhibit A here too, as recommended by the town supervisor, and hereby authorizes the town supervisor and the town clerk to execute on behalf of the town said exhibit A and any other document as may be necessary needed to fully implement the intent of this resolution. All that is standard. But here's the language that occurs in some resolutions. Subject to the authority of the town attorney to make such additional changes in Exhibit A as may be necessary to protect the legal interests of the town of Freeport. Okay? That's different. The reason we added that is a 14-page contract. It's not the same as the assessors, so it has to be clarified. And I want to make some changes to protect the township on it, and I'm going to have to negotiate that. And I don't want you to be surprised if you see a finally signed one, if it's different, it's not word for word the exact same language.
So we don't have Exhibit A yet?
We do, it should be attached.
Exhibit A is not attached to this
Not attached.
resolution.
Oh, that's the,
Still with the proposed lease essentially today, late in the day.
That one?
Yeah, the lease that you sent me earlier, I'm sorry, I haven't,
so this one here would be,
Right. the 14-page document we received from
that we
the
talked about.
landlord.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did not make a copy of that for everybody.
Maybe we,
Do we need to?
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay.
yes, we do.
1 second here. There you go. Thanks, bud.
Let's see. Dirty, what do I have to have trouble?
So the clerk is making a copy of
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
That's the proposed lease agreement as we received it, unchanged, from the building representative. And I was talking with our assessor today, and it is different than what she had signed for you 3.5 years ago. So that's why we want to get it clarified.
Michael, is there a starting date for that contract?
December 1st. For some reason, I don't know, I know the town assessors is December 1st, and that's what this is proposed to be too. It's a 3-year agreement with no extension. You remember in the assessors agreement, there was a 1-year contract with the ability to extend it if you wanted. This one is just a flat 3-year extension. But the language about extensions are left in the agreement, you know, which is one of the reasons why I was a little bit unsure But I know that because it was not intended to be in any extensions possible.
A lot could change in 3 years at that address.
Well, absolutely. Now almost any address.
So before we get started, we need to bring up the board, do the motion.
Right.
Okay.
Cindy, what does this add up to be for the year? Your rent for the year is what? I didn't add.
It's under 12,000.
Is it?
Yeah, we're just over, I think we're like 10,800 right now. And this took us up 1.017%. Yeah, it's like
We're at 881.
80, I went to 896.
I think this is 896.
896,
It's 1.7%, which was the consumer price index.
Right, okay. Yep.
Mm-mm.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Well, this is, we're just extending it basically a year at a time. And we'll get to her to explain that in a second.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that one.
Well, it's my fault. I was in court all morning on an emergency matter. I thought it was going to be working on this to be done earlier in the day.
Thank you.
Everybody's got one that needs one?
Basically, a quick summary is, as we received it, the proposed lease is for 3 years at $1,600 per month for year one, $1,650 per month for year two, plus the CPI. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. And $1,700 per month for year three, plus the CPI, all from the difference. And it's for 2,188 square feet, which is about 1,000 more than what the assessor currently has. It is on the same floor as the assessor. The assessor's in suites 214, 215, and this is also on the second floor. For instance, one of the things I was confused about is that they said, well, we're going to use this as a legal office. No.
No.
We're not gonna use this as a legal office. We're gonna use this as the office of the supervisor of assessments. The assessor's contract says it's be used as the office for the Freeport Township assessor. It's clear. This says it's a legal office. That's why I'm thinking they picked up the wrong one and sent it to us. But the parameters of the deal are the same.
So I need a motion and a second to open up for discussion, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Need a motion and a second in order to open this up for discussion.
Make a motion to open this up for discussion. Yeah, open up, I'm going to say it, open up resolution, is it 2014 R5?
Approve.
Approve?
Approve.
Okay, approve.
I second.
Okay, let's talk about it, guys.
Patrick,
Yes, ma'am?
I still will be voting no today.
Okay.
I voted no on moving to that location, so I would carry through to today also.
Okay.
I just have a question. I'd like
Yes.
to know that if at any time, we were to want to, we found something and we wanted to move, what is the, agreement of getting out?
That's something
Where is
we'll-
that at?
Wouldn't it? You have to add that clause, I'm thinking.
So, it's not ready.
There's a general, like in the assessor's office, the lease clearly says you must pay the monthly rent you owe until the time you leave,
Oh,
each and
okay.
every month, but you get credit for whatever you paid.
Uh-huh.
So if you paid your rent all over, you gotta give them 90 days in advance notice,
Oh, okay.
okay? That's pretty standard, and that's what this one should also be.
Oh, it's just
So that's
one.
something that,
Let me see that kind of quickly.
eminent domain, general trade, pictures,
So that's another example, I
I don't
cannot
think this is ready.
find in here
I don't think it's ready.
a termination agreement, or termination provision, as it should be for, as it is for the assessor's office. That's why I'm thinking, they
It's
had.
not, it's not ready.
Must have had some other tenant they used this for, and that's why I wanted to, cover. Like, I've read 90% of it, and they take great detail to define the term office center, and then I never find that term the rest of the document.
No.
So, you know, we're gonna have them clarify that.
Should we table this?
If you want to see the final version before they vote on it, you'd have to make a motion to postpone this to the next meeting.
Okay.
Is it under here in substantial destruction?
No, substantial destruction means if, like a windstorm or a tornado came through, what are the rights of the parties?
Oh,
That's a
okay,
standard
fire,
clause in
okay.
many leases.
So can I, yes.
My comment is this, and I'm going to vote no because I feel like we've not had serious enough negotiations with BAC and the assessor will all stay combined in this building, which is going to be more cost effective in the long run, in spite of the fact that we have issues. We would have owned the building. $57,000 plus the CPI over 3 years is a big chunk of money. I find it unconscionable that we're doing this.
I would totally agree. 50, how much you say? 50?
Close to $57,600 plus CPI.
But 85,000 to fix the crack in the floor is pretty expensive too. Wouldn't you
Yeah,
agree?
I've not seen that in writing, and I'm not buying that
Well, it's-
until I
it's in-
see it in writing.
It's in writing.
I want an
and
evaluation
I've-
in writing, not just somebody that's gonna come in here and repair it because we want it repaired.
So I guess Winters in Construction is just somebody.
I am asking for an evaluation.
Absolutely.
Not for a construction person.
Absolutely. we can definitely do that. So,
And in writing.
so now, that'll cost us how much to get that done? Now, we're gonna split that cost with our partners in the building, or is that gonna be?
Don't ask me,
Totally
Patrick,
for
you're
us.
the one in charge here.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
You're absolutely right. I'm glad you said that, because I am.
You have been all along.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is unfortunate
job.
because
Yes, that's
there's
my
been a
job.
partnership here.
That's my job.
Yeah, well, depends on how you define it.
It's not a partnership, it's two different entities
It's my-
working in the same building.
I know. So what we'll do is, we need a motion to table this.
Postpone, please.
The motion to postpone this until we have a
So
better one,
moved.
so, okay.
Second.
All right. Go by
Do we
voice
need
vote?
to do a
Yeah,
roll
that's
call
fine.
vote on that?
You don't need roll call.
Okay, all in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda is resolution 2014 R06, resolution to approve extension of lease agreement for 524 Stevenson Street, Assessor's Office.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bender, second by Sellers. Is open for discussion.
Now tell me again why we have resolution 5 and 6 for the assessor's office,
One is a misprint.
which is the
It should be
misprint.
6, both
It
of
should
them
be
should be
six.
6.
Okay,
I
so
was
the
an
5
earlier-
is no.
I was an
Yeah,
earlier
five.
version.
Okay.
I had the numbers wrong. I read the agenda wrong.
Oh, okay.
And this one is, and Cindy can probably clarify better than I can, it's under our current lease agreement, every year we give them notice that we'd like to extend it. And there's already a set amount in the agreement for we have to increase it by the consumer price index, which last year was 1.7% increase, which is why you see the amount in this document is 896.23, which is 1.7% higher than the 881.25, which they paid last year. And this is almost the exact same document as we approved last year. What's important to realize is there are no more extensions. This is the last year of the current lease for the assessor's office. Now you can negotiate a whole new lease, but as requested by the building owner, this is the last year. So we're going to, this will just give us one more year, and it just, so they will be there, and then we'll have to negotiate a new lease. And I'm sure you're going to see a rent increase. Most landlords don't lower the prices.
We got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be voting no on this because I feel like the assessor should have been down here a year ago. I think we could have worked things out. For whatever reason, it didn't work out, and this now is going to add anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 more to the $57,000 we're already going to be spending in 3 years. I think it's a misuse of taxpayer dollars when ultimately we own this building.
We
Now,
didn't even talk about this a year ago.
right.
I mean, we didn't even talk about bringing her into the building, Mickey, until a few months ago.
Shit, that's because her contract wasn't up. She signed a contract and she couldn't break her
She
contract.
should have been here from the very
Right.
beginning.
I agree.
Right.
She should have been here from the very
Right.
beginning.
So how are you gonna sit here and say we should have done this a year ago, when she should have been down here in the very beginning?
Right.
It wasn't this board that said no, that she's not here. So now you're trying to take it out on us, like
No,
we
she
did,
had a contract.
but she
to
didn't
sell it.
have the contract.
She had a contract at that
She
time.
did not have a contract when you guys first purchased this building.
Yes, she
Yes,
did.
ma'am.
She moved out of City Hall into
Well, then
521.
you should have had her come down here when.
Okay.
We weren't down here.
Excuse me.
We were in the courthouse.
Excuse me.
You
From
just stopped.
here on out,
Right.
I need someone to be recognized before they speak, okay? We need to,
I'm
let's
sorry.
get some
Yeah,
order here, okay?
but You just.
All right, all right.
The additional rent I just figured out is a little bit less than $180 a year.
Here.
Oh,
But maybe other charges, but I mean, just
Yeah.
rent increases. It's about it's $14.98 a month. So using $15 a month would give you $180 a year.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Martin,
No.
Bender,
aye.
Sellers,
Aye.
Aldensee.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion passed, okay. Next item on the agenda, supervisor's report. I don't have much to report. We have our clients working in the community. Some like it, some don't, but they're doing it anyway. That's pretty much it for me. Next on the agenda is the assessor's report.
Just information for you, as the board, the garage that we used to house our car is no longer going to be made available to us, and that ended in end of September, end of October, excuse me. So that agreement is null and void. We published our assessment changes last Monday, and strangely enough, the complaints this year are that the property values have gone down. And we've had more people call and complain because their assessment went down than I've ever heard. Just an interesting quirkiness there. And the overall loss in assessments was roughly 12 million for this year. So the last date of file with board review will be October 30th. And I'll let you know how many we get. I already know we're going to get some of our commercial that we already are guaranteed. So I'll let you know.
October 30th is to file what?
The last date of file with board review.
Complaints for reassessment,
Correct.
basically.
Right. Other than that, that's it.
All right.
Cindy, do you have any idea what that will do to us as a township?
No, I didn't calculate it.
No.
I think last year was like 32,000 loss, and this year's like going to be roughly maybe 34, 35,000. So,
That's all?
that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Cindy, are you looking for another place for the car, or?
It would be nice, but trying to find a garage, we'll keep looking. We have people out there looking for us.
Okay. Where would you park it?
In the parking lot
At the,
at 524.
at 524?
Mhm.
Okay, is
Along with all
that,
the city vehicles.
yeah. And they don't have garages for theirs, they just park theirs in the lot?
They
Would
have
that be a
garages for
possibility?
some of them, but they just park them in the lot.
Yeah. Would that be a possibility for you to save the $30 and park it in the lot?
That is what we're going to do, unless we find a place. The problem is you hate having a car sit out in the snow, and our use is inspections. In the summertime, we're busier, so we just leave it in the parking lot a lot of the time.
So you're not that busy in the wintertime, so.
Wintertime is inspections, and you're not, and you take sale pictures, but other than that, you're not doing a lot of field work in the winter.
That all?
That's it.
Okay. Next on the agenda is trustees' report. Trustees. Yes.
Yes. I'd just like to clarify this certificate of vote analysis that was given out. This was recommended and done by both the supervisor and the VAC person.
Okay.
And this then was remediated by Mr. Bonda before we moved in. So I just want to clarify, this was not part of the assessment of this property. It was a separate request that was made by the township and the VAC to get this certificate so that it was presented to Mr. Fonda, who then did the remediation.
Okay.
And I believe Gitzmeyer probably did it, along with a lot of help from, volunteers from VAC. So I
Okay.
just want to make that point.
Well, good. I'm glad you did, because I called Gitzmeyer, and they have no paperwork telling me that they had that work done. He said maybe you have it on your end, I don't have it on mine. So guess I'm a little confused.
Well, I know that what they did on the front was being done when you moved in, because you and I talked about it.
You're on the front facade.
Yes,
Okay.
that was where the mold was wrapped in plastic and then it was redone. So we know that that was done,
Any-
and we know some of the other stuff was done. Now, I don't know if he wrote that down or not, but
Okay.
it was done, and I'm
Okay.
sure that Mr. Eisenhower can verify what was done because he was
Okay.
in here.
Well,
most of the time that all of this work was being done.
I'll give Gitzmeyer a call again and see if they have any paperwork or anything like that. So, I also called Prospector, these guys here, and I asked had there been a re-inspection done afterwards, and they said no, they didn't do it. So it must not have been re-inspected after the work was done.
Okay, I don't know if that's standard or not, but
Okay. All right. Any more trustees' comments? Okay. Next on the agenda is public comments. Bobby. Please just state your name after your address. Just your name. Be fine.
Marty Mashevitz, Superintendent, Veterans Assistance Commissioner of Stevenson County. Regarding the mold, that was remediated before we moved in, and it was in the south part of the building. Wasn't affected up here at all, and it was from mulch against the outside of that stucco-like material. We took at the I think it was about 3 feet above the floorboard and all across the back, and took out anything that was damp, but there wasn't anything. They put fungicide in there, and then they put the walls back up, and we couldn't do the outside because of the weather, and that was done later on in the spring. And Mr. Sellers, you saw that being done at the time. And there is records showing that was done. And I don't know who you talked to at Gitzmeyer, but it was definitely done. Next thing is the crack in the building that you're so concerned about and have never talked to me about. This building was added onto, and that's where the crack is. My goodness, something happens when you put two buildings together sometimes. There's a separation due to weather, and there's an easy remedy if you had just asked somebody in the VAC about it, and sat down and talked to us about it. We could have helped you with that. Instead, you contact Winters and Associates, and the only thing Winter and Associates says is, oh, it could be fixed for between $60,000 and $85,000. But that's not an engineer looking at it. It's just somebody that comes in and looks at it and gives you a best guess.
Oh, okay.
So you got the mold and you got the crack, and it's not significant. The mold is not significant. The cost of the crack is not significant like you say it is. But darn, I've been here every day, willing to sit down and talk with the township, and you don't come back when you have concerns about the crack. You don't come to see me when you have concerns about the mold. Instead, you leave the door open to the outside storeroom now with the air handler going, as if that's going to pull any mold out of this building. And there isn't any. You're letting dust in, you're letting cold in this storeroom by leaving that door open during the day. So, township has not talked to me, has not talked to Mr. Eisenhower, has not talked to our commission about any of these issues. And I'm just mad that you guys can't do that. You don't have the respect for me as a veteran, or the veterans that are trying to get help here. Every veteran in this county should rise up and let you know how disturbing this is. Because it could have all been stopped way back in May of last year.
Okay. Any more public comments?
Well, I can't match Varna because I'm not mad tonight. But my name's Sheila Hooper. I live at 423 West Ringgold
You
Street.
don't have to tell us your address.
Oh, yeah.
There's a new Attorney General opinion on that.
Oh, well, come on down. And I was the previous supervisor and intimately involved with the search for quarters that we went through more than 18 months and 2 or 3 locations, which were costly. Each move was costly, and much study and much participation and involvement from the board before we came to a conclusion in this matter that ownership would be cheaper than renting, and there wasn't much to rent. And we would, at the time, when we first began the process, we would have been absolutely pleased to be in the 524 building. It seemed that the nature of our work and the customers we had were not what was wanted in that building. So that was at that time. Apparently that's changed. Or maybe your customers have gotten better behaved, I don't know. They never deserve the reputation they have in any case. But you know, the issues that Marna talks about are pretty accurate. And what concerns me, it concerns me to the point of, and maybe it's the way the media is interpreting remarks, but it's coming pretty close to slander and malfeasance in office, the accusations that are being made against Marna and I and the previous board. Pretty close to malfeasance in office. And I mean, as if these things were done deliberately with foreknowledge, and I worked too hard as a volunteer in this community for too many years to have my reputation destroyed by this type of slant being put on these things. And I just wish that we could have had proper discussions, and perhaps we still can have proper discussions about some of these issues. As always, I'm ready to sit down and discuss anything in a friendly manner with witnesses as needed or necessary. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more comments from the public?
Yeah, I'd like to say something. My name's Ron West.
Please step up to the chair, sir. In front of the chair, so we can,
Yeah.
thank you.
This is my first meeting, so I really don't have much pull here. And it's talking about different buildings and so forth. There's all kinds of meetings going on in town, and we can't go to all of them. You know, some of us work 6 days a week. But only thing I want to say is, I know a lot of people. We talk, and we're very happy with what was going on in the past. Lost confidence. Always something. Nobody's accountable. I just want to tell Pat that thank you for being a breath of fresh air. If nothing else, if we're wrong, the residents, we believe in it. We believe things are going forward, and we think we finally have a chance. And I can kind of see what you're up against. I'm kind of glad I came. So anyway, I just thank you for a great job, and continue.
Any more comments? Okay. Other business? No. Well, the next thing on the agenda is the executive session. We're going to executive session for reasons posted on the agenda. So I need a motion and a second in order to do so.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Sellers. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bender.
Aye.
Aldensee. Sellers. Martin. Sellers.
Aye.
Okay, question for attorney, aren't those reasons to be read out loud into the record?
Not always necessary, but for its clearance, it's for pending litigation and acquisition of real property for the use of the township. Those are listed on the agenda in boldface.
But I can read it for the
You can read it
record.
for the record, too.
Executive session to discuss A, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired as authorized by 5 ILCS 120/2C 5, and B, litigation when an action against affecting or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal is authorized by 5 ILCS 120/2C 11. So, now on the record.
Don't we have to state who else besides who's
Oh,
going
yes.
to be in the executive session?
You can, yes.
So I need a motion on the floor in order to accept, to have the town assessor into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bender, second by Sellers.
Do I need to call the roll?
Yes, please.
Bender,
Aye.
Aldensee,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Sellers, Sellers.
Aye.
We don't need to do it for Mr. Phillips.
Since it's pending litigation, to be perfection, yes. To be perfect, you should do it. I agree with that. The clerk is allowed by statute now. And obviously, all the members of the board are allowed by statute.
So let's do it again.
That's fine.
I need a motion to approve for Attorney Phillips to be included in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bender, second by Sellers.
Aldensee,
Aye.
Bender,
Aye.
Sellers,
Aye.
Martin,
First.
Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion pass. We are, what time is it, Barb?
6:56.
It is 6:56, and we are out of executive session.
There were no motions made during executive session. No votes taken.
All right. So the next item on the agenda is adjournment until October 20th, 2014.
I'll make a motion.
Who did that? Sellers?
Yeah, that we are adjourned.
Second.
All righty. All in favor? Any opposed? Meeting adjourned until October 20th, 2014.